What's up, YouTube? Nice to meet you. My name is Measley, and this is my very first YouTube video, and I'm so excited. I've been wanting to get into content creation for a while now, but what better of a time than when I join a brand new thing, a Pokemon Wi-Fi Draft League. I'm a little nervous. I've never done something like this. I've done showdown leagues in the past, but this is a new thing for me, and my buddy texted me and he was like, hey, you should join this league. And I was like, I'm not really sure. I've never done Wi-Fi battles like that, but he convinced me anyway. And then right after I sent the message to the commissioner, I was like, hey, I want to join the league. And he was like, all right, draft starts tonight. I was a little nervous because I hadn't looked at the sheet. I had no clue what I was picking up. I didn't know what I wanted to work around. So I was a little nervous, but I'm excited with what we came up with. So we created a draft in a day. Is it good? Let's find out. Let's hop into the draft. For the first round pick, the Sootopolis City Sceptiles are going to be picking up Rillaboom. Now, I like to draft Pokemon that I've never used before, and surprisingly, Rillaboom is one of them. But this thing is so good with abilities like Overgrow, nothing to laugh at, but Grassy Surge is incredible. You know, it has a lot of synergy potential with Unburdened Mons. Spoiler alert for the draft. They're, Pokemon who just generally thrive off of, getting that HP back or staying pretty bulky with grassy terrain. But also just Rillaboom himself is so good. I mean, looking at these stats, we have 100 HP, 125 attack, 90 defense, 70 SPDF is not anything to laugh at. Like, it's pretty bulky. You get Leech Seed. If you run Leech Seed, Leftovers, and Grassy Terrain, you get 24% HP back in one turn. That is absurd. Rillaboom is crazy, especially with Grassy Glide. You can run Banded, Woodhammer, you can run literally anything you want if you want to do Grassy Seed, Acrobatics. Like, Rillaboom's crazy and he has a lot of potential, and so I think he's a really good starting point for the Sootopolis City Sceptiles. I told y'all I wanted synergy, and so the second round pick is Sneasler, and this mon is nuts. So, talking about synergy, we have Grassy Terrain, and what better ability to go with it than Unburden? Unburden's nuts, and so we could run, Grassy Seed, Unburden, and Grassy Terrain, but we don't even need to do that because with Sneasler, we also get Fake Out. So we could run Normal Gem Fake Out. We get, we could run Power Herb Dig. That could be spicy. We could run White Herb Close Combat. There's so much potential with Sneasler. No mon is doing it like this thing. Also, we don't just get Unburdened, but we also get Poison Touch. And pair Poison Touch with Dire Claw. Like, everything is getting statused. It doesn't matter what mon you are, you're getting statused by Sneasler. And also, while you're getting status, you're getting hit by a base 130 attack and base 120 speed. No mon is doing it like Sneasler. He's crazy. And I am so excited to use this mon in this draft. I think we have some really good building blocks for the rest of the draft going off of these two mons. Now for our third round pick, we got the dog himself, Mabosstiff. This thing, I can tell you right now, this thing is gonna cook this season. Just starting off with the stats. 80 HP, 120 attack, okay, for what reason? 90 defense, 70 SPDF, like, this thing's pretty decently bulky, 85 speed, nothing to laugh at again. Like, this thing's pretty good. And then you pair it with abilities like Intimidate and Stakeout. And then with the abilities, with these stats, we get coverage on these physical moves. We got Wild Charge, we got Trailblaze if you want to pick up that speed. We have Psychic Feints, Play Rough, Outrage. Obviously, we got the Stab, Crunch. That thing's Fire Feint, Ice Feint. Like, Mabosstiff, you can't switch in against it. You're gonna be getting hit by a super effective move no matter what. Like, Mabosif is crazy. And then just this thing with all of that costed 4 points. 4 points. Are you kidding me? So obviously Mabosif is our first Terra captain. We got Mabosif with Terra Dark, Terra Fairy, and Terra Poison. Now the type coverage for defensive with Fairy and Poison, super good. And then imagine getting hit by a Terra Dark Crunch on a stakeout. If that thing's choice banded, nothing is surviving. Mabosif is going to pop off, and I am so excited for this thing. It's gonna cook this season, I'm telling you right now. So now for a 4th round pick, I realized that we needed a special attacker, and what better than Heatran, the legendary Mon. Literally legendary. Look at those stats. I'm not even gonna go through them. You see that this thing is hitting hard, and it's taking hits too. And I also thought that it paired really well with Grassy Surge because Earthquake gets halved in grassy terrain, so then Heatran can take a few more hits. And this thing has so much potential. We could run Assault Vest, we could run Choice Scarf Eruption, we could run Choice Specs, we could run Air Balloon to get rid of that ground weakness that Heatran has. We could run Will-O-Wisp and Flame Body, so we're just burning everything on the team. We could run Flash Fire, because that gets rid of a fire weakness. And I'm excited for Heatran. This thing is so powerful, and it has a lot that it can do. It's very flexible, so I'm excited to use Heatran in this draft. Now for a 5th round pick, I went with Landorus Therian, and this thing is so good. I mean, come on. We automatically get Intimidate, and that is a good ability in itself. Now we do have to Intimidate Mons, so physical attackers, they're not doing crap to us. We do have to look out for Adrenaline Orbs, but I mean, it's just so good. It's such a good ability. And now you also pair that with the stats that we see over here. I mean, you see no red. This thing, 145 attack, nothing's taking hits from it. We could run this thing banded, we could run it AV if we want it. I mean, 80 Spadef is still really good. We could run rocks with it. I also didn't have a defog mod, so I thought that, you know, Landorus would also fit that role really well to get off a defog, but we could also run nasty plots. I mean, 145 special attack is still good. Like, we could run so much with Landorus. I think there's a lot of potential. This thing is super flexible, and I'm really excited to use it this season. All right, now for a 6th round pick. Honestly, I'm surprised that this thing was even still around. We got the duck, Quaquaval. Now this thing, starting with the stats, we can see that, like, there's not anything insane going on. Obviously 120 attack is good, but there's a lot of yellow. It's pretty mid, but mid isn't bad. That still gives us potential to run Assault Vest. We can run some supportive sets. I mean, looking at the moves over here, we still get Taunt, we get Encore, Sword Stance, we get Roost, like, we get Bulk Up. This thing has a lot of potential, you know, just setting up wise, but also, I mean, you already know we have Moxie, and pair that with Aqua Step. In one turn, we could get +1/+1 and kill him on. That's nuts. The potential there is crazy, and we don't even need to run Aqua Step all the time because the water type moves that we have Wave Crash, we have Aqua Cutter, we have Aqua Jet, we get that priority there. Like, this thing is so good. We get Acrobatics if we want to run it with the grassy terrain and a grassy seed. I mean, like, this thing is so good. You guys have seen Quaquaval sweep time after time. We get Flip Turn too. Like, Quaquaval's nuts. This thing is going to pop off. There's so much potential to sweep entire teams with just a Quack, and I am so excited. I have a good feeling about this pick. So now for a 7th round pick, we got Electros, who is also our 2nd Terra captain. This thing it has so much potential, And I think it's such an underrated mon. A few seasons ago, I saw someone pick this up in our Showdown League, and I was like, what is Electros doing? And I checked it out. This thing is crazy. I mean, first off, Levitate as a pure electric type. There's nothing super effective against us. Our bulk is pretty good. And then also, we can run this as a physical or special attacker, and the speed. Now, you're seeing the speed, and you're like, okay, this thing has 50 speed. That sucks. But actually, I think the speed is almost the best part about Electros because it gets a volt switch. And a slow volt switcher is incredible. I mean, there's a reason that things like Slowking and Slowbro run teleport because, you know, they're bulky, and to be able to take a hit and then teleport out is really good. But now we just get a slow volt switch, so we get off damage at the same time that we're switching in free to another Pokemon that can just, you know, pop off. And the coverage on Electros is nuts, both physical and special. You know, on the special side, we get Giga Drain, we get Hex, Signal Beam, excuse me, we get Dragon Pulse, Flamethrower, Flash Cannon. Like, the coverage on the special side is crazy. And then moving over to physical, we get Acrobatics, Aqua Tail, Close Combat, Crunch, like Fire Punch, Lunge, Liquidation. This thing has like every move. It's basically Mew. Like, anything you want to run on Electros. If we want to run a coil set, we could do that. If we want to run an AV set, we could do that. Like, this thing is crazy and so underrated. And like I said, it's our Terra Captain. And so for Terra types, we got Terra Electric, Terra Steel, and Terra Ice. Terra Ice is so we can cover those grass and ground types that we're not going to be able to hit us hard with our stab electric type moves. Obviously Terra Electric is going to be so good because we keep our no super effective weaknesses, and also our electric type moves are going to be doing that much more damage, so that's crazy. And then Terra Steel, I mean, Steel, as you know, is one of the best defensive types, and also we still don't have that ground weakness because of Levitate. And so I'm just so pumped for Electros. Like, this thing is it's gonna go crazy. I know I'm saying all my mons are gonna go nuts, but Electros, I'm really excited because I think this thing is really overlooked and it's gonna pop off this season. All right, now for our 8th round pick, the Sootopolis City Sceptiles pick up Drifblim. I'm excited for this mon. I think it's another super underrated mon. I mean, I wanted to get back into that synergy with, you know, the Unburden and grassy terrain, so Drifblim is here. And also we get Flare Boost, so we're not like required to run an Unburden set because Flare Boost is also good. Aftermath could also pop off. Like, I think there's a lot of potential with this mon. I mean, looking at the stats, 150 HP is really good. Now, defense and special defense, not so much. It's a little tough over there, but you know, we still have a lot of potential. I mean, 150 HP still makes up for that. And so now we also get Unburdened, so we could run a really attacking set. We could run both physical or special. As you can see, we got Acrobatics, we could run Shadow Ball, we could run Hex, we could run you know, a whole lot of different things. We got Psychic, Stored Power, Thunderbolt. There's just a lot of potential with Drifblim, both on the attacking side and also as a status mon. We get Will-O-Wisp, Thunder Wave, Strength Sap is such a good move. We get Memento if we want to get some momentum going. We get Destiny Bond. We have another Defog mon with Drifblim. Like, this thing's really good and I'm really excited to use it. I think there are some scenarios where this could just pop off and no one is gonna expect it. Alright, now for our 9th round pick, our second to last one, we have Hatterene. And this thing, I'm mostly excited for its ability, Magic Bounce, because it just makes people second guess everything. You don't want to throw out Stealth Rocks or status moves. There's no Toxic or T-Waves just flying around, because if Hatterene comes in, that's getting reflected right back at you and you don't want to waste a turn. That's gonna hurt you. So I think Magic Bounce is so good and just really makes people overthink everything. And also the stats, I mean, look at all that green. 136 special attack. That thing's doing stupid damage. It doesn't matter if I have investment or not. I mean, the bulk there at 57 HP, not so great, but I think it's just so good. And also we still get moves like Nuzzle, so we're paralyzing everything along with Sneasler statusing the whole team. Like, I think it's so good. We also get moves like Healing Wish. We get Trick Room if we want to run something like that. We get Calm Mindsets. You know, I think Hatterene could really benefit from the grassy terrain because it gets that healing, and also we can run for Calm Minds and leftovers. Like, if this thing starts to set up, it could also sweep teams. I think Hatterene has a lot of potential. And specialty wise, I mean, we have Stored Power, Draining Kiss, Dazzling Gleam. Like, Hatterene is so powerful, and with that 136 special attack, it's doing crazy damage. So I am really excited to be using Hatterene. And also we needed some more special attackers. I'm not gonna lie, our team is pretty physically heavy, so I'm excited for Hatterene. And our next pick to round out the draft is also gonna help with our special attacking. Now, to round out the draft for our 10th and final pick, we have Inteleon. I am also so pumped to use this thing because, first off, looking at the stats, you know, 125 special attack, 120 speed, like, this thing is fast and it's hitting hard. But not only are the stats good, but also looking up at the abilities, Sniper puts a 1.5 times damage boost to your critical hits, and this thing has a signature move, Snipe Shot, which has an increased chance to hit a critical hit. And Inteleon gets Focus Energy. So if I want to run, you know, Scope Lens and a Snipe Shot, that already has a 50% chance to crit people, and then you're adding that 1.5 times boost on to that critical hit. So it doesn't matter how many Calm Mind boosts you have, a critical hit is going to be doing stupid damage. And especially with that special attack, right there. Like, Inteleon is crazy, and I'm honestly surprised that it was still available this late. And also we got coverage for those, you know, grass types that are going to be resisting our moves. We get Ice Beam and Air Slash. We also get Dark Pulse and Shadow Ball if we want some extra coverage, just some extra super effective moves. I mean, if we get a Focus Energy off, I mean, everything is getting a critical hit. Like, I feel like Inteleon has so much potential. I also liked using him in Pokemon Unite for a while. So I'm excited to have him now on the draft. Inteleon kind of holds a special place in my heart. So I have a lot of ideas for Inteleon, and I have a lot of high hopes for this thing. So this is the Sootopolis City Sceptiles right here. I'll be honest, I'm so excited for this team. I think that it has a lot of potential. The more that I went through this and reviewed it, I think that we could do a lot. But I want to ask you guys, did I cook with this draft, or am I about to get cooked this season? We don't know. I guess we'll find out. Stay tuned. I will be recording and posting all of the videos and commenting on it live in those. And everyone else who is in this league, a lot of them are making content, a lot of draft reviews, so feel free to check out those channels. I'll have them all linked in the description. But I'm so excited, and I hope you guys are excited too, and that you stay tuned for all the future battles for this Tavern Premier League Pokemon draft. See you later.